Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be looking at the new E.L.F and Jkissa To The Rescue palette. I did just get this in the mail. I haven't even touched it, so I really want to play with it. I don't really know what look I'm going to do with it, but that's what we're going to be doing today. If you are new here, hi, my name is Corinne. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos, and let's get into this eye look. This palette comes with this little sticker sheet where you can customize your palette, so you can see that this palette is just all white, so you can put these stickers wherever you want. I think it's just a little fun touch that she added to the palette so everybody can really make it their own. So we're going to take a look at this, and here's the inside of the palette, and oh my god, it's so pretty. I love rainbow palettes, as I've mentioned this a bajillion times, but I love this and it just looks so pretty. There's so many things you can do with it. It's every single shade that you would possibly need. I love that it comes with different shades or like tones of each shade. This top row is meant to be kind of like your first transition shade because it is the lightest of the three, and then you get this middle row which has the darker tones of those shades, and then the last row is all of the shimmers, and they're all so pretty. I definitely want to use one of those today. I'm kind of leaning towards purple, of course, shocking, I know, but I haven't done a purple look on my channel, I don't think. I think I might have worn purple. I know I did purple for Easter, but that was more pastel, so this is definitely different than that. And I might throw in a couple different colors, so we'll see what happens. I do have foundation and brows on already. I used my Dior Backstage foundation, and then I just threw on my Tarte Busy Gal brows, and I did prime my eyelids already with my MAC paint pot. I'm going to go into the Sadie shade, and I'm just going to blend that into the crease, and I think I want to go a little bit up as well, just to pull that color everywhere. It's a really pretty color. I think I put too much in that one spot, and I don't know if this is blending too well with my primer on, so maybe I'll have to try it without that primer or just set it and see if that makes a difference. So maybe I'll do that next time. Okay, so that is with that shade on it, and it's really pretty. I'm gonna add a little bit more. It actually has a slight shimmer to it. It looks like it in the palette. You can't really see it on the eyes, but you can definitely see it in the palette. Okay, so I did just add a little bit more of that Sadie shade, and I really like that shade. And like I've mentioned, I have gotten a little bit tanner, so I'm just slightly darker. So these shades are not as dark as they would have been before I got tan. So then I'm gonna go into that darker purple, the Pretty Girl shade. I'm going to put that on my outer V. I'm actually going to pull that into the crease as well. This one looks a little bit patchy. Might be because of the primer, so it might work better padding and not adding and blending it out. So that might work better for maybe next time. Now this is actually a very blue toned purple, and it's very different from the first Sadie shade that we used. So it's just adding a little bit of a cool toned to the look, whereas Sadie was a pretty warm toned purple. Now I'm gonna go back into Sadie and just add that a little bit more on top so you can really see that shade. Even though on camera it looks a lot more distinct than in my mirror. I mean, this right here will not blend. There's a part right there. And again, I've spoken about my eyelids before. It could be my eyelid or the shade, so we will see. Actually, I think that might be a vein. That might be a really big vein in my eyelid. But it is quite patchy. And I know purples are a little bit more difficult to create, so that could be why, and these are pretty pigmented shadows. So I think I want to just do a little cut crease-ish, like a half cut crease. Keep in mind, I am not the best at this. I am not a professional, so this could look god-awful, but whatever. Okay, they're slightly uneven, but oh well. I'm gonna go in with the Blue Bailey shade. So that's the blue shimmery shade in here. I'm going to use a flat brush, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my lid. I'm pretty light-handed with shadows. I like get afraid if I'm going to hit it too hard, then it's going to get everywhere. So you have a little bit of fallout, which you can't really see on camera, but I have a little bit of glitter on my face. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of powder under my eyes for this part. I'm going to just use the Beauty Bakerie flour powder for doing this. And then I'm going to use my Juvia's Place powder brush. So I'm just going to add a little bit of powder. So I'm just going to add a little bit more again. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. It is such a pretty shade, but I was not very precise with my brush, so that kind of defeated the whole cut crease part of it. So, oh well, you win some, you lose some. So then I'm going to go in to the purple shade, and I just want to use a smaller brush for this. And I'm going to go in to the purple shimmer right there, the confetti shade, and I'm just going to add that to the other part of my lid that has the concealer on it, and I'm just going to kind of blend those two together and blend it into the darker shade on the outside. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. So that shade is not very bright at all like the blue one, but I think it is still pretty. You can still see the shimmer in it, and well, it's not as glittery actually. The blue one is pretty glittery, where the purple one is more of just a satin shimmer, I guess. Well, it's not satin because it's not matte, but it's just not as glittery as the blue. Okay, so I think that's how I'm gonna leave the top lid, maybe. So I'm going to actually do the rest of my face now. And I actually didn't set the rest of my face. I just put the powder on my under eyes. So I'm just gonna wipe the powder off now. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer, and I've used this multiple times. I just haven't used it on camera. So I have the shade Butter Biscuit, and I just bought this new E.L.F sculpting face brush, and here's the shape right here. It's supposed to kind of fit the curves of your cheekbones. So I'm gonna try this out. I don't even know which side I'm supposed to use this on, this brush. So I'm just gonna add it. So I'm just not gonna do a lot of this, but just to add some color and to see how this brush works. I kind of used it once, but I didn't really do anything with it, so I didn't use too much, so I couldn't really tell. Ooh, see, yeah, that added way too much. But it looks a lot different on camera than it does in my mirror. It's just the different lighting. See, on this side it looks a lot different than this side. This side looks a hot mess. Well, I don't know if that's the brush, but it looks like there's like a line in between that. That's probably from the brush, but I can't really make that go away, so Not sure if this is the brush I would use. Again, maybe I just didn't get enough product on the brush and I didn't really use it correctly. I think I might have used the opposite side of what I'm supposed to use. And I really like this bronzer, so I don't know what that is about. And then I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette, and again, I've used this multiple times. But actually, I talked about this in my favorites video, and I said I was going to try and exchange this at Sephora, and I contacted customer service on their little chat on their website, and they sent me a replacement in 2 days. So this is the replacement, and here's what it looks like. You can see the diamond powder. That's not the diamond powder, other side. The diamond powder is not completely shattered. I did end up tossing the other one, not the palette, just the diamond powder. I just kind of dumped it in the trash because it was already crumbled. So that was amazing. So I'm going to just use the cream blush in here, which I have used multiple times. I love it. Ooh, that was way too much. So I'm just going to use a sponge. Yeah, okay, so that's coming off on my wrist. And I'm just going to pat that in here. And this is such a natural blush. Well, right now I look like a freaking clown. I don't know what is happening today. This is not going well at all. I'm going to just blend that out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go quickly into the cream base, the Glow Cream Base, and I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to add that to the tops of my cheekbones. And this is so pretty. And it's easy like this, and I'm done with my face, and it look at that. And I barely touched it. You can go to the powder product and go over that to make it super intense, but I don't want to do that right now, so I won't. I'm gonna go back in to the flower powder, and I'm just going to set my chin and my forehead because it's hot as heck here, so I need to set anything that is going to move. So then we're going to finish the eyes. I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I'm going to take the matte shades first. So I'm going to take the darker blue, the Thatcher shade, and I'm going to put that really close to my lash line on the inner corner to the middle of my eye. And then using that same brush, I'm going to go into the darker purple Pretty Girl shade, and I'm going to put that on the outer edge of the bottom lash line. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm just going to add the Bailey Blue Shimmer, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that over the blue and hope I don't get glitter in my eye, because that's what I do. Maybe I'll put the green, the Reagan Shimmer shade. I'm going to put that on the lower lash line close to the inner corner, just on the bottom. So you can see there, you can see that green. It's so pretty. Maybe I'll put that all over my lid soon. Then I'm going to go into the yellow Firefly. So I'm using these two shades right here. I'm going to put that on the inner corner and kind of the top lid. So I'm kind of almost rainbow. I'm like the second half of the rainbow. And yeah, actually, like, that gold shade's really pretty. I wanted to put that on my inner corner, but I really wanted to use the green as well. I think that's it. I think I just want to add a little bit more of that Bailey shade. So the Bailey shade, it seems like it's just all glitter. At least when you do something like this, like I'm doing on the lower lash line. The top lid, you can see that more of the pigment comes off. It's not just glitter, but the bottom lash line, it didn't really come out too much. I mean, you can see it, so It's not too bad. You can tell, if you can tell actually, this is just a lot more of a glitter than something like the green and the blue. It definitely looks like it is pressed harder than this one, and even this one looks like it's in the middle, but this one is just a lot thicker than the rest of them. It's just more of a thicker glitter. This whole cut crease thing was just a complete fail, so I'm gonna fix it. I'm just gonna take this and drag that over just a little bit. Lastly, I'm just going to go into that beginning Sadie shade, and I'm just going to lightly blend. Okay, so I think that's how I want to leave the eyes. I actually really like how it turned out. I think it's pretty different. It definitely was not what I was expecting to do. I was literally just expecting to do an all purple look, so definitely changed that. So I'm gonna go in with a purple liner for my waterline, and I'm using the NYX retractable eyeliner, and this is in purple/violet, and I'm going to put that in my waterline, and then I'm going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I just threw on some mascara, and I just threw on the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and I think this is one of my last uses of this. If you can see, my wand is getting really gloopy and gross. So that might be one of the last times I use this mascara, which is sad because this is one of my favorites. And I just threw on a lip color as well. This is the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche Liquified Lip, and this is in the shade Caramelized. I do like the palette. I think the eyeshadow look turned out really nicely, and I love cool tone shades. I love using blues and purples, so this was a really easy look for me, and of course it was very different than what I thought it was going to be. I was going to be doing something completely different, but I really like it. I love the inner corner. I love that green and yellow together with the purple and blue, so I think it turned out really nicely. I'm excited to use the rest of the shades. I definitely want to do some type of rainbow look, which I've never really done. I would love to do a rainbow cut crease, but we all just saw how good I am at cut creases, so maybe that won't turn out too great, so maybe I won't do that, but I'll figure something out. But that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!